Hi. Today I have up our reading tent in the classroom and kind of reminds me of camping a little bit. And how many of you have ever gone out camping with your mom and dad and you got to stay in a tent? It's kind of fun, isn't it? Well, the name of my story is called Arthur Goes to Camp, and Arthur's an aardvark. I know it sounds kind of silly, doesn't it? But looky, when you go camping, you usually have a backpack with all your supplies in, you have a flashlight, and you can do all kinds of fun things at camp. And the author of this book is Mark Brown, and the illustrator is Trumpet Club Special Edition. So, Arthur Goes to Camp by Mark Brown. I'm not going, said Arthur. Arthur, you will love camp. Think of all the new friends that you will make, said his mom. Well, I have fond memories of my own camp days, said Arthur's father. Camp will teach you about the great outdoors. I'm not going, said Arthur. Oh, camp is really fun. And Arthur was at the camp bus stop the next morning. Buster was standing with the new kid. He's got 100 comic books in his foot locker, said Buster, pointing to the brain. And Francine was there, too. You guys better watch out. Tent 3 is full of bats and snakes, she yelled out the window. It's going to be just like school. The girls against the boys, thought Arthur. Oh, look at them all getting on board that camp bus. And when the bus passed Camp Horsewater, even the girls stopped teasing. Look at those guys, said Buster. They're going to be in great shape for our scavenger hunt. No wonder they always win. That's no camp, said Arthur. That's a zoo. Look at them all there. And this is a note from Arthur because when you go away to camp, you always have to write letters. Dear Mom and Dad, I'm not at camp yet. I'm very homesick and I miss you very much. Please write soon. Love, Arthur. Well, things were different at Camp Meadowcrook. Well, at least for the girls. I will do my best to make this a wonderful summer for you, said the girls' counselor, Becky. Even Muffy looked eager when she pulled up in her limousine. Where do I plug in my air conditioner? She hollered. You don't usually have air conditioners at camp. And the boys' counselor was a different story. Attention, men! Line up! Barked Rocky. Stand up straight. Suck in those guts. I've never seen such a soft, flabby bunch. No dessert for you men this summer. And look at the girl. She's so nice. And Mr. Rocky, he's all business. Muffy had brought her own dessert. After dinner, that tasted that like macaroni and fleas and worm burgers, and she opened up her trunk. The girls dug in, and at bedtime, Muffy discovered that the tent had no electricity. How will I brush my teeth? She moaned. And look, here's Muffy's tent right here, and she's got all of her fancy things in there, and her friends just have their little foot locker with their sheets. Muffy likes the finer things in life, I guess. Well, the boys were too tired from all of their running and push-ups to think about brushing their teeth. They crawled under the covers. And Arthur screamed, Amphibians! How fascinating, said the brain. No, they're frogs, said Buster. Just wait until we get a hold of those girls, said Arthur. You know what? The girls put frogs in the boys' beds. It says, Dear Mom and Dad, this is Arthur's letter. Camp is terrible, just like I thought. The food is bad, and I'm still very homesick. Please, come and get me. And now they're going canoeing. Let's see if you can do the dead man's float, Buster. Have a good trip, Brain. Forget about the frogs, said the girls. You guys better worry about the softball game instead. And the girls were beating the boys at everything. Disgusting, said Rocky. I will never live this down. And hey, Four Eyes, you need some new glasses? Oh, Arthur couldn't hit the target at all. And Rocky's just saying, oh my goodness. Oh, these poor boys. In fact, All that week, the girls were great campers. They built the campfires, they pitched the tents, they tied the knots, they identified the plants, and all the boys could find was poison ivy. And Rocky hid in his cabin. Arthur wrote postcards home. See, they're playing softball, there's their knots, there's the plants, they made the tent. And Arthur said, "Dear Mom and Dad, I miss you, and I cried when I read your letter. When are you coming to get me? Camp is gross." So Arthur had a lot to write about. The frogs in his bed were bad enough, but now really weird things were happening. The girls thought the boys threw a smoke bomb in their tent. The boys thought the girls took their clothes. Oh, look, they had their clothes thrown up in the tree. How silly is that? But one night, everybody heard strange noises and footsteps in the woods. Had to be something else. Arthur said, "Dear Mom and Dad, this place gives me the creeps. I need to go." Well, everyone was too scared to tell scary stories. "We'll have to do something," said the brain. "Let's stand watch tonight and find out what is going on." "Oh, so that's it, Camp Horsewater," whispered Buster. "They've been trying to scare us all along." "Don't worry, we'll fix them tomorrow at the scavenger hunt," said the brain. "I've got a plan, but we'll need the girls' help." And Arthur had a plan too. He decided to run away, and the girls from Camp Horsewater and one of the other guys were going, "No, woo, woo, grrr," they're pretending to be wolves. Arthur said, "There's his letter. Dear Mom and Dad, I decided not to wait for you to come and get me. I think I can remember how to get home." Oh, Arthur's not really going to go home. Well, the next morning, Becky read the list of things to find. "And be back at sunset," she said. And the brain nudged Francine. "Time for phase 1 of the plan," he whispered. "Watch out for bears. The woods are full of them," she yelled to the Horsewater kids. And they just laughed. Nobody noticed Arthur sneaking away. It says, "Welcome to the annual Meadowcrook Horsewater Scavenger Hunt." So Arthur and his friends are at Meadowcrook, and the other kids are at Horsewater trying to scare them. And their scavenger hunt, things they need to find: a frog, an oak leaf, a balloon, sunglasses, sneakers, banana, alarm clock, and a flashlight. Here's all the kids ready to go hunting. Everybody was in the woods looking for things. Strange noises started coming from the bushes. Suddenly, a huge furry animal burst from under the brush. "A bear!" hollered Muffy and Buster and Francine, trying not to giggle. This is really, is it Muffy's coat? I think it was. She brought her little fur coat to camp. And when the Meadowcrook team started hunting again, the bear helped too. "How can you wear this coat, Muffy?" the brain's voice floated out from the fur. "It is so hot." "It's never too hot for me," said Muffy. "Our plan really worked, but we still haven't found a flashlight." "And has anyone seen Arthur?" said Buster. "It doesn't matter if the Horsewater team never comes down from the trees. We can't win if we don't have everything," groaned Francine. Look, there's still, oh, here's a banana and a sneaker and an oak leaf. They're starting to find things. There's a frog right there. Meanwhile, it was getting dark, and Arthur was lost. He heard some strange noises. Were they footsteps? Arthur reached into his backpack for his flashlight, and he snapped it on. A flashlight! We won! 3 cheers for Arthur! They found everything. And now Arthur says, "Dear Mom and Dad, the scavenger hunt was great. Camp is great. I want to come back next year. Love, Arthur." So kids have lots and lots of fun when they go to camp. All right, have a great day. Thank you.